record.
We are in shock. We have no job, no apartment. Can you help us? These are the words that came across my computer through an email alerting me that my two friends were in trouble. Like many college students from foreign countries, 20-year-old Laura and Irina traveled 7,000 miles from their home country of Kazakhstan, coming to America with the promise of summer work. It was an adventure that was intended to help them increase their English-speaking skills and earn enough money to pay for the expenses for their trip and to enjoy living in America for the summer. But less than 12 hours after they arrived on American soil, they found themselves on the brink of a human trafficking scheme. The Alamo Motel in Ocean City, Maryland, where Laura expected to work as a waitress, was found to be under investigation by the FBI for holding 22 girls as indentured servants. These girls were kept in small and unsanitary rooms and threatened with their lives if they tried to escape. Laura heard stories that girls went to work at this motel and never came back. Laura was fortunate that she was warned of the possible human trafficking conditions that she almost naively put herself into. Through what I believe was divine protection, Laura contacted me for help, saving herself and Irina from a potential terrible fate. According to the U.S. State Department, up to 800,000 people are trafficked around the world each year for the purpose of prostitution, forced labor, and other forms of exploitation. An estimated 17,500 victims are trafficked into the United States each year. The number of U.S. citizens that are trafficked within the country is even higher, and it's estimated that 200,000 American children are at high risk for trafficking into the sex industry in this country. Human trafficking will continue to flourish and grow until acknowledging the devastating effects that it has in the United States and in other countries till they learn how to protect the victims and punish the perpetrators. By the end of this presentation, you're going to understand the definition and scope of human trafficking and ways that you can help combat human trafficking. A simple definition is that human trafficking is a modern-day form of slavery. The International Organization for Migration estimates 27 million slaves still exist today. This is more slaves than were present before the Civil War. The United States Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000 defines human trafficking in two parts: sex trafficking and labor trafficking. Both types of trafficking include the recruitment, harboring, transportation, and provision of a person by force, fraud, and coercion. The key words in these definitions are force, fraud, and coercion. Sex trafficking is for the purpose of a commercial sex act which the person who is forced to participate in is under 18 years of age. Labor trafficking is for the purpose of labor and subjects the person to involuntary servitude, debt bondage, or slavery. Now, trafficking and smuggling are often confused, but they are not the same thing. Smuggling is a crime against a country's borders known as illegal border crossing, but human trafficking is a crime against a person. Now, the scope of human trafficking is huge. After drug dealing, human trafficking ranks with arms dealing as the second largest criminal industry in the world, and it's also the fastest growing industry. The total market value of human trafficking is estimated to be in excess of $32 billion. Now, as you view these pictures of victims who've been involved in various forms of human trafficking, remember that education, wealth, age, or social standing really do not keep a person from becoming a victim of human trafficking. Traffickers often prey on people who are hoping for a better life, or they're looking for better employment opportunities, or they have an unstable home life, or they've been involved in sexual abuse. Conditions that we would find in any form of society. Human trafficking is not just a third world problem or an issue that affects only the poor. It can happen in your city, on your street, to someone that you know. Until the year 2000, there were no laws making human trafficking a federal crime. But now the Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000 protects victims and prosecutes the traffickers. You can help combat human trafficking. Share the information that you've learned from this speech with others to raise awareness of the problem. Learn what it is that's in regard to human trafficking. Some more things on the Polaris Project website has invaluable information you can get. Or if you think you've come in contact with someone like I did who was a victim of human trafficking, call the trafficking hotline. And you can donate money toward rapid response kits. These kits include supplies and clothing that are given to women who've just come out of a human trafficking experience with only the clothes on their back. You can contact the website for Today's Christian Woman magazine, and it gives you information on how to do that. I really trust that you've learned from the material that's been presented today and seen that human trafficking is quickly becoming the #1 human rights issue of this century. Seeing the faces of the people that are affected by human trafficking makes it personal, and it makes it more real, and it makes me want to do more to help victims and to help the traffickers pay for the crime that they've committed. So I urge you to get involved. I have a handout that has a lot of resources, websites with invaluable information that I'll give to each of you as you go out the door, and I thank you for your attention and for your interest in human trafficking.